instead of asking you what people might get upset about with Fable 3, let's talk about what they should get excited about.
Well, I think first of all it is that if you look at what we're doing with Fable 3, we really are trying to change a lot. We're really trying to surprise you. We're really trying to give you mechanics that you haven't as a gamer seen or played before. And part of that is this touch mechanic we've got, the morphing weapons that's there, what it feels like to rule a country, to be king, where your decision is law, giving you new mechanics like judgments, giving you a completely new GUI system, which isn't based on lists anymore, it's based on in-game world, giving you a cast of characters like we have. For example, there's this character called, which is your butler. He's played by John Cleese, and there's just a huge amount of stuff in Fable 3 that you've never experienced as a gamer before, and that kind of makes me excited.
Speaking of John Cleese, that's got to be sort of a dream to get him in a game like that.
Yeah, absolutely. He's one of my heroes. I mean, this guy is just, he invented British humour, really. Him and the Monty Python team, and just bringing him in there and letting him, be this incredible voice, and you feeling that he is your manservant and very much is yours. It's just great. Yeah, and he's just one of the cast. I mean, I think my bold claim is that when we tell the world the rest of the cast, I think it is the greatest collection of acting talent we've ever seen. There's some amazing people in there. Yeah.
Mm. What does it mean for you when you tell the story that we're returning to Albion again, and players have already an experience with it, they know the world, and the way you can tell a story by just the world, what does that mean?
Well, it kind of means a lot to me. I mean, I was actually talking about this to another journalist, and a lot of the times I think the overwhelming urge is for us to reinvent the whole world. We're on a different planet now. And what's so nice about Fable is that we've always had this strong idea of what Albion is and what the kingdom is and how it's evolving and how it's growing. And even though it's 60 years further on, in Fable 3 a lot's changed. It's like the Industrial Revolution has happened. So the world of Fable and Albion has changed an enormous amount. We're introducing another continent. But there are points in time when you're playing Fable 3, where if you played Fable 2, you'll say, oh my goodness, I recognise that. That was a hill. On top of that hill is where I did X. And you go onto the top of that hill, and sure enough, there is a little a place where you remember where that happened, and that really makes it feel like it's a world which is, growing and changing, but still very familiar.
Is there any sort of thoughts of having things that you did in a previous game carry over, sort of like what's in Mass Effect?
Well, so here's the thing. When on Fable 3, when you load it up, if we detect you've got a save game for Fable 2, then we import. You start off the game as the son or daughter of your Fable 2 hero. So the answer is very much so, yes.
And what does that mean in terms of game design when you do something like that? Do you have to think of the third game way ahead in the second game, or?
Not so much. I mean, you have the ability to do this, and the ability to. We've had since Fable 2 the ability to import things into the world. It could be gold, it could be items, it could be stuff from a website, and this is just another way of doing that. So we've always had the power to do that. I mean, I think my point is always it's one thing having the feature, but the feature doesn't mean anything unless it actually weaves itself into the drama of what the story is. So though you bring your hero from Fable 2 in, sure enough, and you play the son and daughter from your hero. Yes, there are some changes, but they aren't huge changes. It's just to make you feel, oh, I'm already partially there. But I don't want it to mean that people have to play Fable 2 to enjoy Fable 3.
Because I felt when I played Mass Effect 2 that really I was missing out on something when I played a default character.
Yes, I know what you mean, and I don't like that feeling. That's why you're not playing the actual character. You're playing the son or the daughter of the character. So you don't get that feeling of, oh God, I really should have played the whole Fable 2. It's just the reminiscences that you that you'll hear around the world about your father, who you played in Fable 2. So in Fable 3, you may hear some gossip in the pub about, about your character from Fable 2, but you don't feel like you're missing any of the story.
And I think it's the final question now. So why did you want to go with the whole king angle, and what's the motivation behind that?
So the first thing is, when you come to a sequel and you've got a franchise like Fable, I really think it's important to surprise people. And the whole thing about being king is we've given you this land of Albion twice now. So how can we really surprise you? And I think allowing you to be in control and allowing you to be powerful, allowing you to have the kingdom you want rather than the one that I designed for you, is something which is fresh and new and different. I haven't seen that in many games before. I've never seen it in a game before, because half the game is a traditional story that many computer games have, and films and books, which is called the hero's journey, and the other half of the game is completely new and different.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.